But here's where things get even worse for the Pac-12. We already know, like I said, USC, UCLA, they're leaving, and now Colorado and UConn's leaving, but it's also looking like some more big-time teams are going to leave. This isn't a joke, this is more so of a warning. By this time next year, the Pac-12 could have 6 teams in it. And yeah, just like this comment says right here, you're about to be the Pac-4 at this rate. The Pac-12 is in a dire situation, and I don't even know what they could do to solve it. Another night? Say it with me now. Another prime time. Oh, wait a minute. This ain't really a prime time video because, yeah, we may talk about Colorado a little bit. This is more so of a Pac-12 video. Let's redo that. Another night, another Pac-12 video. And on last night's video, I saw this comment where SEC Sports Highlights said, these videos should be called the Nighttime Primetime Series. That's a great comment. What do y'all think about that? That is a mouthful. The Nighttime Primetime Series. Should we start saying that? The Nighttime Primetime Series? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if y'all like that. I don't know, man. It's going to be hard to beat the primetime. All right, Matt, quit being corny. All right, seriously. Let's just walk in. Let's get down to business. In tonight's video, ladies and gentlemen, I got some bad, I mean astronomically bad news for Pac-12 fans. How do I say this without trying to overhype this situation and overreact? The Pac-12 is done. I think most of y'all know this. I'm a very blunt and harsh guy. I'm just going to say it how it is. The Pac-12's done. It is completely blown up, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about in tonight's video. Now, as we all know at this current moment in time, UCLA and USC, they're already leaving the Pac-12. They made that clear. They're going to the Big Ten. And now it's looking like a couple other teams will be leaving as well. Now, here's the bad part, the really bad part about this. Yeah, it's kind of bad. You're losing UCLA and then USC and then a couple others we'll talk about in just a second. But the worst part about that is they're not replacing them with anybody. They're trying to replace them, but all the good and great college football teams that we've come to know, they either want to go to the Big Ten, the Big 12, or the SEC. I said it in last night's video. I firmly believe it. I'll say it again. In about 10, 15 years, the ACC and Pac-12 will be completely irrelevant. I don't think necessarily the two conferences are going to vanish, but it's going to be a bunch of smaller schools that join them that don't even matter. We got a new update, though, in tonight's video. We're going to talk all about it. Real quick. We're on the road to 300,000 subscribers, and we're pretty dang close. If you want to be a part of our amazing college football community, where a bunch of guys and girls that just like football, consider joining. We would love to have you here. Help us get to 300K. If you don't want to join, that's cool. Stay a loser. Don't care. If you want to be a loser and be odd and different and do your own thing, that's cool. Do whatever. No, I'm just playing. On a serious note, we'd love to have you here. All right, Matt, blah, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Why can't you just say it normal, Matt? I don't know. Let's just get into it. There we go. That's better. Okay, so you know how I like to start out some of these primetime videos. We're going to check out some of the comments on the previous video last night. Why we're going to do that? Well, it's for obvious reasons. You guys, number one, you write great comments, and two, you give a different perspective from mine, which I like to see. Oh, what about this? We start out with a nice comment. Well, you know, Matt getting a compliment. Gotta respect how much the love Matt shows to other teams, not a hating bone in that man's body. Thank you for the kind words. Here we go. Haven't seen this comment yet, but I noticed it's got a bunch of likes. Avery Diller said, what people fail to realize is at one point, Colorado was in the Big 12 and even won a national championship. Only reason they left was because of Texas. Now that Texas is leaving, they're looking to go back home. Wow, you see what I'm saying? That's a great point. I didn't even think about it like that. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this, but the last time Colorado, when they were in the Big 12, it wasn't the Big 12, it was the Big 8. That was a little bit before my time. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comment section. Nathan Taylor said, it's also about expanding into major TV markets. I think Big 12 expands to 16 schools with 4 divisions of 4. They will pick up the Arizona schools too. It will definitely be the best basketball conference. Oh yeah, for sure, no doubt. If the Big 12 gets Colorado and UConn like they're trying to get, like we talked about in last night's video, it's wraps. Over the past 10 years, the Big 12 has arguably been the best basketball conference. Now you're adding Colorado, UConn, Arizona State potentially. Yeah, it's done. It's wraps. They're like the SEC. And when I say they're like the SEC, I mean of basketball. Interesting comment here. I've been keeping up with some of this stuff, and something I've heard is that the Big 12 is looking to separate their football streaming rights and basketball streaming rights and selling them separately. Wow, I haven't heard anything about that, but it kind of makes sense. Continuing along here, the hope is total amount they'll earn is bigger than when they two were bundled. The ending of that does make sense because if you can get more separately, yeah, why would you bundle it up together? Great comment there. Continuing along here, Tony Robinson said, getting Coach Prime was part of Colorado's plan initially. Plus, the Big 12 will be in great markets. I would love to read off more comments, y'all know this, but we gotta get a move on to the main topic of the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. Let's get down to the nit and gritty, the business. What business am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the greatest business of all time, college football. What did we talk about yesterday? The news has been circling around the past 5-6 days, and it really gained a lot of traction yesterday and the days prior that Colorado will be leaving the Pac-12 to join the Big 12. But whoa. It's not just the Big 12 is going after Colorado. Allegedly, they're going after Colorado and UConn. They want the package deal. Maybe not right now from a football standpoint, it makes a ton of sense, but from a basketball standpoint, oh yeah, totally. We've talked all about that. I'm not going to repeat myself. If you want to see me talk about that some more, go watch last night's video, and I think most of you have already seen it. If you're watching this video, I guarantee you 80% of you watched last night's video. Fast forward in time to today with everything being said, everybody's now stating what I label as obvious, stuff like this. It's the clear sign fans have had so far that the Pac-12 could be in massive trouble. I'm going to read this off word for word right here for you. Everyone in the Pac-12 fears the first domino is falling. The biggest issue for the Pac-12 is that once one team flees, it could set off a domino effect that can't be stopped, and I agree totally. Not only do I think that's going to happen, I'm about 98% sure it will happen. And to be honest, I don't think the first domino is Colorado and UConn leaving. I thought the first domino was UCLA and USC leaving. That was the first one, at least in my humble opinion. Because once that happened, everybody else is like, okay, whenever we can leave and escape the Pac-12, we're going to try to do it. I just think now is the first time since UCLA and USC said they're leaving, there's been an opportunity for other teams to leave as well. Or not leave officially, but at least explore their options, and they're doing that heavily. It's for obvious reasons. You get into the Big 12, you're going to have more media rights, you're going to be on national TV more, etc., etc. I could go on and on. If you don't understand why teams are wanting to leave the Pac-12, I can't help you. I'll sum it up to you if you don't know. It comes down to money, and that's pretty much it. You leave in the Pac-12 so you can go to a bigger and better conference and make more money for your team, university, and program. So at this point in time, let me catch up to date on things. USC and UCLA, they are going to the Big Ten. We know that. Now it is looking like, not official, but it's looking like Colorado and UConn, they're going to the Big 12. But here's where things get even worse for the Pac-12. We already know, like I said, USC, UCLA, they're leaving, and now Colorado and UConn's leaving, but it's also looking like some more big-time teams are going to leave. This isn't a joke. This is more so of a warning. By this time next year, the Pac-12 could have 6 teams in it. You know how we have tornado watches where they're like, yeah, just kind of be on the lookout today, but then you get a tornado warning? That's where we're at in this. This is a warning. Press the red button. The Pac-12 is in a dire situation, and I don't even know what they could do to solve it. Why do I say that? Because it's also been made very clear that Oregon and Washington, they're wanting to join the Big Ten. The only thing that is stopping Oregon and Washington is the Big Ten hasn't decided if they even want them. I guarantee you, if the Big Ten called up Oregon and Washington right now and said, hey, you want to leave the Pac-12 and join us? They'd say yes in a heartbeat. But then, like we also said earlier in one of the comments, Arizona State and Arizona could be leaving to the Big 12. I said you may have 6 teams in the conference this time next year, but heck, you might only have 4. And yeah, just like this comment says right here, you're about to be the Pac-4 at this rate. It's definitely a fascinating situation to say the least, and it goes back to this. I remember telling you guys after the championship game where Georgia demolished TCU, hey, I know we got a long offseason ahead of us, but I don't believe there's an offseason in this sport. There's always going to be something going on. This just goes to prove my point even more. I am very curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But roll with it.